Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, September the 21st today. And, I just felt called to come and do a little video. I'm just out walking in nature right now, trying to get myself grounded and, in the present moment. But this urge to share my message was nagging me. So I wanted to come on and just say that, you know, and ask actually is if anyone else is feeling a very different energy today. I woke up this morning and I just felt this calmness in the air, something different. And I know we had a big full moon in Pisces last night, which a lot of people were feeling because that was bringing up a lot of people's emotions and energies and bringing it to the surface to be felt. And I actually I did a full moon ritual last night just to help tap into that and release things that no longer serve me, and just be rid of energies that I just release them, because we all have these energies in us that we pick up, but most of the time they don't really belong to us, so we just need to be okay with letting them go. And these also can be things like, old limiting beliefs and old programming that we carry, that the old baggage that we tend to carry around with us, the stories that we tell ourselves, the stories like I'm not good enough, or, I don't deserve this, or, I'm afraid, or I can't do this, or I shouldn't do that. All of those little voices in your head that keep you from living your full life. So, but yeah, like this morning I got up and there was just something different. And it's a very calm and peaceful energy. And I know I was speaking to a few people earlier today, people who are also quite empathic and very sensitive to energies, and they were saying the same thing. It's like, it feels calm. And I'm like, yeah, it really does. So, I think it's probably a nice gift from the universe right now for all of us to just take all of this calm, high vibrational energy that we're being given and just let it wash all over us. And, I also think it's kind of prepping us maybe for what's coming, right? Because we have been living through some pretty, turbulent times. This past year and a half has been pretty intense. And even if you're not a spiritual person, you are still picking up on it. You're still feeling it. The chaos, the anger, the fear, the rage, the hate, the hostility, the divide, all of those low vibration negative energies that people are feeling and projecting out into the collective. That's what I'm talking about. So, but we are going through some pretty crazy times right now, and it's all been divinely orchestrated. This has all been part of a plan. It's been prophesized that we would come to a point in humanity at this time right now that we would be going through this evolution of consciousness, this increasing of consciousness, this evolving, this growth, this expansion, right? And essentially this started back in 2012, the energies, and they've just been increasing in intensity. And so in the last year and a half, it's peaked, it's been peaking at a very high intense energy, and we're all feeling it. It's all been unraveling for us the last year and a half under, the guise of this pandemic. But if you can look past this pandemic, look past it and see what a gift it truly is that really it was the catalyst in what we are essentially going through, which is the Great Awakening. It's the awakening of consciousness, the awakening of souls on this planet that are going, what is happening? what has been happening, recognizing the things that have always been here in front of us, but looking at it from a different perspective and saying, holy smokes, we have been living in a dark, oppressive world, and we didn't even know it. And essentially, yeah, that's what we've been living in for eons. But you know, it can no longer be this way. Which is why we're going through this chaos right now. And this chaos essentially is just the breaking down of the dark. It's breaking down of this oppressive energy that has been in charge of this planet. And what I mean by breaking down is it's bringing shadows to light to be seen and felt. Shadows, those dark, uncomfortable things that we don't want to see, that have always kind of been just beneath the surface, that we don't want to see and feel because it's uncomfortable. Well, it's come to a point where we all will have to see these at some point or other. And they're being shown to humanity right now. They're being shown through, the tyrannical mandates. They're being shown through, the oppressive control that the government's trying to have on everybody. And this is worldwide. We're seeing it through people fighting. We're seeing it through people protesting. We're seeing it through, people not putting up with it anymore. And those people that are standing up in their freedom and in their power are the ones that understand what is at stake, right? What is truly at stake right now. Because if you still think this is about a virus or your health, then you are not understanding the true picture of what is happening, right? If you're still watching the news and you're still connecting to that, mind control, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about a higher perspective. I'm talking about what is spiritually happening on this planet. We are in World War III. We're in a spiritual war. This is a war on consciousness. And the powers that be are, in the past wars, they would use weapons and bombs and guns and violence to subdue people and to control humanity. But right now, they're not using weapons. They're using mind control. They're using manipulation. And they're using, fear as a means of keeping people in that low state of vibration. Making people feel so afraid that they give up all of their rights, right? And this is what's happening right now. And the true war is on your consciousness and is on your sovereignty. Because as long as people give away their rights, they are essentially, they're allowing someone else to control them. They're allowing the government to control them, right? And that's pretty messed up, because this is what we're trying to break down, is nobody, no group, no authority can ever or should never be able to control anybody. The people were supposed to be controlling the government, not the government controlling the people. And so, humanity has got so comfortable giving away their rights and freedoms that they've given so much power to the government that now the government is like, well, they're basically in charge, and they're telling people, if you don't take this, you lose your job, or you can't go here, or you can't go there. And I'm referring to a medical treatment. But there are so many people that don't want this medical treatment because they have used their informed consent to decide for themselves whether they choose to take this or not. And see, this goes against the oppressive structures. This goes against the energy that has been on this planet for so long. And that's why the government is fighting so hard right now to try to control everyone. They don't want people standing up for their rights. They don't want people, challenging them. So essentially, there's going to be more and more people that are going to be standing up against this, because that is what is happening right now. This is now a rising of humanity to come in unity to fight for our sovereignty and our freedom. And you may not understand this, and you may not agree with it, and that's okay, because you have free will and you can choose to do whatever it is you want. But the energy that's here now is a supportive energy for increasing consciousness, increasing love, increasing sovereignty. And more people that are waking up are tapping into that, and they're like, yes, I am standing in my power. I take my power back. No one can tell me what to do. No one can force me to do something that I don't want to do. And so this is what's playing out right now. So anyways, back to the energy that I was feeling this morning. I think it's a little bit of a reprieve that we've been given. It's been a pretty rough year and a half, but it feels really peaceful and calm right now. And I think it's sort of like, okay, take a deep breath, be present, be grateful, ground yourself, but also brace yourself for what's coming, for what's to come, and what's going to be unfolding. And, I don't say this to create any fear, because fear is what has caused us to get into this situation in the first place. But I say this with love, and I say this with certainty that, we are going to go through some very interesting times, some very challenging times for many people. And, it's happening for a purpose. It's happening for a higher purpose. And, you can continue to hold on to the old ways, the old programming, the old control systems, and go deeper and deeper into fear and oppression. Or you can break free from that, and you can look and say, wow, I do have a choice. I'm claiming back my sovereignty. I'm claiming back my freedom. I'm standing up to this tyranny. I'm no longer putting up with this. I'm coming together in unity with others. And we're fighting for the greater good of humanity. And we are essentially going through, this spiritual war. And we are all the warriors. We're all warriors. And it doesn't matter what you're fighting for, but I know what I'm fighting for. And I'm fighting for my kids' future. I'm fighting for all of the children in the world. I'm fighting for humanity. I'm fighting for justice, for equality. I'm fighting for freedoms. I'm fighting for, just the highest for all. And that is something that has never or has not been given to everybody up until, now that people are starting to realize what's going on. Because we should not have poverty and people that are hungry and people that lack basic, things like water and food and shelter. We should not have that in this world not at this point. But the fact that we still do is because the powers that be are keeping it that way. They don't want everyone to be healthy and happy. They don't. Because in order for them to be in control, they need to control people. And when you can keep countries poor, when you can keep families struggling, when you can keep people in a state of survival, they have that power over you, and you are always indebted to them. And it's time to break that, because we all came to this planet to experience, God's inheritance. God's inheritance, which is Mother Earth and all of her resources. We're supposed to be able to have it all for free. Water, air, nature. That was all a gift from God. And it's all been hijacked and controlled and manipulated and poisoned and being given back to us. But we're being charged for it at the same time. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the corruption and the manipulation that has happened. So it's time to break it down. It's time. And, we're going through some pretty amazing times. They're going to feel very uncertain. And for many people, it's going to be very fearful. It's not going to make sense. It's going to feel like chaos. But it's all happening for a greater purpose. And so if you can understand that, then you will know in your heart that whatever happens is basically happening for the greater of humanity. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Peace to everybody. Bye.